What is going on, everybody, and welcome to another gameplay video. Now, I know we haven't been streaming as much lately, and I was actually going to give it a shot today, but we are actually under a tornado warning at the moment, and so I feel like straining the network at the moment is probably not the best idea. So we're going to skip it today. We're going to do some recorded gameplay instead, and hopefully some really fun one. We've got a really cool deck today from Covert Go Blue. A list that I had seen before his, but this is his list. I want to be very clear. And I really like this list. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a peek at it. So this list is Sultai Titan's Nest. If you don't know what Titan's Nest does, it's an enchantment. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your deck. If you may put that card into your graveyard if you would like. Then, and this is the fun part, exile a card from your graveyard and add one generic mana. Spend this mana only to cast a spell that's one or more colors without X in its mana cost. Well, thankfully that is not a problem, but we do still have some really big things we can play. We've got Shark Typhoon, we've got Professor Onyx, we've got Allrun's Epiphany, and then we have Seagate Restoration, all at the top end, all to be our big payoff cards. Now to get there, we have got a lot of very interesting tech in this list. So we've got Curate. Look at the top two cards, put any number of them into your graveyard, and then draw a card. Obviously great at filling up the yard and digging for the nest. We've got Negate here along with Mystical Dispute, both of which are here just for a little bit of interaction. Strategic Planning, look at the top three, put one into your hand, the rest into your graveyard. We've got a full 4 of those, although one is mixed matched. I don't like that. Thirst Remaining, draw 3, discard 2 unless you discard an enchantment. Basically a lot of stuff that draws and discards. Idea being to fill up our graveyard, get a Titan's Nest down as early as possible, and really be able to ramp into these big spells and hopefully play multiple in the same turn. Like I said, we do have a little bit of interaction, a good bit of removal, honestly, between Deadweight, Eliminate, and Heartless Act. We also do have a couple of Extinction Event and one Shadow's Verdict to remove cards from the opponent's graveyard, so really helpful. And that's it. That's the list. It is a Kaheera list, although Kaheera is really more of a backup plan than anything else. And so, really interesting. I'm going to give this one a shot. I have not played but like one game with this, so this is going to be a learning experience for everybody. So we're going to have a good time doing it. I hope you guys are doing super well this week. I hope it is a strong, fun Monday for all of you. Hopefully not too crazy. Yeah, we'll keep. A little awkward, but not terrible. We get the Zagoth Triome down early, which just makes sure that we always have our colors, of course. And this actually helps quite a bit. So we can do this, then next turn play Clearwater Pathway. We get to leave up Negate this time round. Looks like the mill deck, not very fun, unfortunately, but the fun thing is it does actually fill our yard. So there is some benefit actually to this kind of a list, or at least being against this kind of list. Let's go black here. And we're just gonna pass. We're gonna leave up the Negate and play it safe. Hopefully they just don't mill a Titan's Nest. That's really the biggest thing. But really every card in their graveyard is a mana for us if we get the nest. So like, it's not the end of the world. Worth noting, we should Thirst for Meaning here at some point. I am waiting a little bit. There was the Titan's Nest, so it would have been good to do it that turn, but you never know. I'm leaving up the Negate mana until the end of the turn, just in case. If they have a big card draw or removal, not removal, but something big, I want to be able to counter it. They may have a Negate of their own here. Worth noting. Okay. What do we want to discard here? It honestly might be Negate, and probably not Shadow's Verdict, because that is our way of dealing with this long term. Maybe it's Rain, but that does draw 3. That also. Let's do Strategic Planning here. That might be incorrect. I really don't know. But we'll see. We're here to learn. Like I said, this is not a deck I've ever played before. This is just a fun little experiment, if nothing else. We will get second blue, really third blue, but you know what I mean. Now we could always throw these out there, but I actually think the play is to just wait. We can Reign of Revelation here, and look at a good number of cards, and then hopefully we can hit Titan's Nest. I'm gonna go ahead and do this here. They could very easily like counter this at any point. And we didn't get it. We did not get it. Okay, well at this point we might be on just a different plan here. Yeah, I think we discard Curate. Okay, no Titan's Nest, so that's good. We still have a good many in the deck, so that's helpful. But they are leaving up mana, which is a bit scary, of course. I think the safest bet is for us to Heartless Act this and then just kind of see what happens next. They could very easily counter this, but this is going to burn a counter and still allow us to draw some stuff here. Whereas any other option is very all in. So I think we want to save that as best we can. Okay, so now we Thirst while their mana is denied here a little bit. Yeah, I will discard that actually. Unfortunately, we're just not drawing it. I think if we had it earlier, we would have been okay. Because we could have done quite a bit. We still would have hit counters, don't get me wrong, but I like to think we would have been a little better off here. Okay, so do we make the same play or do we go for a big 6-drop? I think we make the same play. I'm still betting they have a counter. Personally, it feels like they've got enough cards that they could easily have something. They're not doing anything and they do have Aluris available, so they're leaving something up here. Okay, so they do take that. I'm gonna throw this down tapped. And I think we foretell this. Let's get that going. That just means next turn that is an option for us if we'd like it, and if not, that's okay. But this is the turn I expect at least that they're gonna do a bit more. Okay, they did mill an Epiphany, which kinda sucks, but it is what it is. Crucially, we never need a second green, so that's not really a problem. I'm gonna go for it. If they have the counter, they have the counter. I think we go for the extra turn here. It's just the best possible bet. We could sweep, they counter, it doesn't work. We could play Professor Onyx, they counter, it doesn't work. Like, there's a lot of things we could do, but we've got another All-Rounds Epiphany in our hand. There was another Nest. That kind of sucks. We're getting very unlucky with our draws here. But this Shadow's Verdict is going to do quite a bit against them if we can nail it at the right time here. It also just basically shuts Lyrith down almost entirely, which is kind of nice. Yep. Interesting they cracked the Fabled Passage there, solely because this is a Ruin Crab deck, so like, why would you... I don't know why I would have done that, to be honest. All right, so the question becomes, do we just Shadow's Verdict, potentially running into a counter, or do we All-Rounds Epiphany, hopefully getting another turn, then do the Shadow's Verdict? It makes sense to do the Shadow's Verdict first, I think. If they have a counter, we're just kind of dead. Okay, I'm just gonna pay the 2. Oh wait, excuse me. Oh well. Sorry, it would have been 3. That I was looking at the wrong thing. It's fine. We're gonna put that in the graveyard. We'll put that on top. I mean, we're pretty dead here. Unfortunately, there's just not much we can do. Yeah. I don't know how we can win in this with this few cards. We've lost the Titan's Nest basically at this point. Unfortunately, man, we just got very unlucky against this this Rogues build. These Rogues decks are so annoying to me. I mean, we're just gonna go for it. Screw it. If they counter, we're done. Yep. All right. That was just frustrating. That rogues build is so annoying. I am so ready for rogues to not be a thing. I am so tired of that deck. I like mill decks, don't get me wrong, but that deck is on a different level of annoyance to me. But that's okay. We are 0-1 at the moment, and the network issues are starting already. All right, so let's jump into game 2. Probably gonna play for about half an hour, as per norm. And as we go through, guys, I just want to mention as well, thank you guys so much for the support. If you enjoy these videos, please make sure to leave a like or a comment on them. Any amount of support really does mean a lot. It helps us a lot as a small-time creator, because it hopefully gets this video in front of more people. So every amount or every kind of interaction really does help, so we do appreciate that. Also, please make sure, if you're not subscribed, to go ahead and subscribe, because we do a lot of fun stuff on this channel. We do have our Pokemon Silver randomized Nuzlocke going on right now, which has been very, very fun thus far. We are up to, I think, episode 5? And today's episode is a doozy, let me just say. It was really, really fun. Also, if you're hearing a rumble in the background, it's thunder. This is where we are at in our life. All right. Let's go blue. And I guess we just throw out a strategic planning at this point. Put one of them into our hand, the rest on the bottom. I mean, it doesn't matter too much, I guess, does it? We'll just take the Zagoth Triome. We can play that next turn and still leave up 2 mana here. I love the Mystical Archive cards, by the way. They're just beautiful, beautiful cards. So the good news is we do have a lot of answers for whatever they're trying to do. I'm assuming they're leaving up some kind of protection spell, which is fine. Or they just have another Lumimancer they wanted to play, but I guess not. Let's strategic planning first. Still nothing all that great. We're just drawing a lot of draw spells, which, I mean, is something, don't get me wrong, but we're not hitting what we need to hit. Like, if we draw Titan's Nest here, we'd be very well set up for a pretty solid next turn. Looks like they're not attacking this turn. They're being very, very careful to protect what they have, which I think is fair. Don't get me wrong. So I think we strategic planning, leaving up the Negate. There is the Titan's Nest. So maybe we can do this next turn. Although we'll still have to pay. Yeah, it's still going to be kind of tricky, but we'll see. We'll see. We've got 9 cards in the graveyard, so we got some fuel on the fire, so to speak. Okay. It is whenever you cast. I'm going to counter the spell regardless. It keeps a counter from being put on these, so that just gives us an easy out to hopefully deal with them at some point here. Okay, so we do have the nest. Two, 3, 4. Here we're just getting down the Shark Typhoon, to be clear. That just gives us long-term. If they can't kill us this turn, we're okay. If they can't kill us, or if they can kill us this turn, well, that sucks, but it is what it is. These Lumimancer decks are really fun, by the way. If you haven't seen ours, we've played a good bit of these, actually. And honestly, at this point, this alone is just really, really good. So next turn, we do have Titan's Nest into Alron's Epiphany regardless, but this allows us to really just play a lot of stuff. And next turn, we should be able to win, or at least get close. Assuming we don't die, which is a bit scary. Pro blue, sure. So 5 damage. Ooh, very cool. What a nice little combo piece here. So they may just kill us. They do just kill us. We were a turn away. Oh, it feels so bad. All right, that's fine. You know what? We got closer, so we're working our way there. Let's jump into another game. Well played by the opponent. The other option for us was to just honestly play a giant shark, which wouldn't have mattered because they gave pro blue, I guess. But I don't know. I guess it could have worked, but it was a bit trickier. So let's jump in to another game. We will get a win. Don't you guys worry. We will get a win. 0-2 sitting at the moment. Not a problem. Not a problem. Guys, like I said, I hope you enjoyed or are enjoying all the content we've been putting out. We did do our card hunt on Friday, which I'm so happy to say went very, very well. Obviously did not pull the Lily, but or excuse me, Professor Onyx, but I'm very excited because if we can get Professor Onyx, that'll be a really, really fun giveaway for everybody. I think we just play this out. We'll get probably a black, since we've got the blues here. Yep. Just go ahead and do that. Kind of a slower start from the mono red deck with Rimrock Knight. Not what you expect necessarily. I think we just pass. We've got the Curate here. So we'll threaten a removal spell despite not having one. And we'll see what they do. Alright, so here we'll just go ahead and Curate. I'm honestly gonna put both down. I don't really want either. That's good solely because it gives us the green source we need, which is helpful. I think it's just Heartless Act. Against this opponent, we kind of just need stuff. I'll play it as a green. We've got Fabled Passage to search up a second of whatever color we need. So I'm actually feeling pretty good about this. Ooh, and we just get to Extinction Event next turn for even and wreck their house. All right, I am in. Let's go. This just shuts down what they are doing, which is pretty phenomenal. What color do we want here? I guess we want blue. I could kind of see it going either way. Let's go even. Gets rid of both threats, which is fantastic. And now we, thanks to a slow start on their end, hopefully have an out. Maybe should have gotten black there, just in case we drew an untapped land, we could have Shadow's Verdict. Oh, okay, that works too. So the question becomes, I think we just Heartless Act. I know they get a little 1/1, but that's kind of not the worst thing in the world for us. And then we just strategic planning here. Pretty simple. We'll get the Epiphany. Yeah, I think that's fine. Next turn, we get to just Shadow's Verdict. Which should hit if they play this. Yeah, perfect. So we are able to just Shadow's Verdict away everything here. And if they play anything else, then we'll do it. Yes. Keep loading up the board, please. And then the following turn, we might be able to Epiphany here. So we will see. Let's go ahead and throw this out there. Let's Shadow's Verdict. Let's get rid of all of this. And because it exiles, we don't even, I mean, we don't take 2 for targeting the Bone Crusher. We don't do anything like that, which is kind of nice. All right, well, that's very good. And very scary. So if we do this, how many cards? 14. So we actually can play this and play the Epiphany and then take an extra turn. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay. This is a really interesting concept for a deck, in my opinion. I really like it, actually. I like it quite a bit. It's very curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's take an extra turn. Next turn, we get to just Seagate Restoration for a lot. And then Rain of Reflection, and hopefully get another... I mean, hopefully just get more stuff. We do get to fill up our yard potentially here. Graveyard it. That doesn't hit this, so it's not really that helpful. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1... It's a bit of a slow deck, I guess, to play, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4. That allows us to Seagate Restoration. Gives us 3 more cards, which is great. Tap blue. 1, 2, 3. The only trick here is we don't have much life gain. Play this out. I am playing a little bit quickly here because we do have the timer running down, but this does give us at least a 4/4. And then we have to discard a card. It might just be the land, actually. Yeah. Cool. And I'm not gonna actually attack here. Cool. Okay. I think that's okay. We just have to hope they can't burn us out, which they might. I don't know. This is cool, though. I really like this deck. I want this to be good. You know what I mean? Like, this is one of those decks where you're just like, man, that's such a cool way to play. And it would be awesome if it worked consistently. It's not consistent. I mean, there's not really a way to say this is super consistent, but it is really cool. They may Castle Inbreath here. Which is honestly kind of fine. I mean, we're obviously going to block here and just take that. I'll lose a bird. I don't really care. I'm not willing to take any more damage, truthfully. They can just... Okay. I don't know why they did that. If they were gonna do that, they should have done that first. That was kind of silly. I'll put that in the graveyard. That was just kind of not great. Let's deadweight the Fervent Champion. Let's cast this. Play this. Let's do this. Autopay. Submit. And submit. This is such a cool deck. I love this. We'll discard that. That's fine. And I will attack in here. We do need to start getting the damage going. We've got plenty of it. It's just a matter of finishing them off at this point. There's a robber. That's not going to do anything. With another Shark Typhoon down, we've got 22 cards left in the deck, so we've got plenty to work with. And there we go. We finally got a win. Oh, we did it. You know what? Let's play one final game, guys. We're sitting right around 24 minutes. We're going to play one final game. We will see if we can even up the score to end on a 2-2. We are at 1-2 at the moment. So let's see what we can do. Oh, we got a pack as well. And a nice little card. Ooh, Abundant Harvest. All right, let's open a pack first, because who doesn't love opening a pack? Guys, just as a quick heads up, ooh, nice. We are going to be doing the card hunt every Friday. for the foreseeable future until we get Professor Onyx. So if you would like to join us for that, it's a great way to get some free cards. It's a great way to hang out and just have a really fun time. That is on Twitch. Our link is down below if you are interested in following us on there. We would, of course, appreciate it. But that is a hugely, hugely important way to follow us. This is interesting. We've got a million draw spells. I'm actually going to play the Forest first. If we draw an island or something, this prolongs us having to make this decision. Now, of course, we have to, but that's okay. Now we've got the Zagoth Triome. I don't feel as bad about making that decision, so it's okay. It's going to be rogues again, isn't it? Island Sanctuary, or Mystic Sanctuary, that's interesting. Let's see. I'm going to put that in the graveyard. I'm going to keep that on top, actually. Kind of just want to hit lands here. Perfect. So let's do this. I'm going to leave up Negate, but that gives us our black mana, so next turn we can just Titan's Nest. We do need a second black to get to Professor Onyx, but we should start to be able to play some of these draw spells a bit quicker here. Now, the only question is, do we think they have a counter spell? Probably, but we're going to go for it. Because we are not living in fear. And we should not be living in fear. Nobody should. So here we are. But they are considering it, which means I'm sure they've got a counter. Something to keep in mind for when we do go play a big spell later on. And look, it's a mill deck. Surprise. There's the Ruin Crab. Thankfully, we do have a way to kill it. And I am going to kill it this turn, or attempt to. They may just be able to counter it, but I need to do something, and we have the Negate up. I don't want them to have their full mana available when we do go to try and kill anything that they've got, because this is such a counter-heavy deck. Ooh, perfect. All right, so we do get to negate that. That feels great. And if we hit a basic land, ooh, perfect. Okay, so this allows us to get a free Onyx down. Chances are they've got a Drown in the lock or something along those lines, which means, you know, we may end up just losing this, but we still get at least a little bit of value. Put one of them into your hand and the rest into your graveyard. Honestly, I don't know. I think it's dead weight, weirdly. They haven't been playing very many things, so I'm not excessively worried about them going wide on the board. So a dead weight seems a little easier to me. Doesn't hit everything, that's the only trick, but we'll see. If they have a draw spell, now is a good time to play it. We could ultimate Professor Onyx here. Each opponent may discard a card. Oh no, excuse me, we have some time before we can do that. My apologies. I lied to you all. Thought it was -6. That'd be kind of crazy if it was. That's pretty good. I'm just gonna go for it. If this fails, it fails, but I'm gonna go for it. They do need to have a counter here for this, because otherwise we're really gonna be hitting them pretty hard. Wow. Okay. Well, now all of our draw spells create tokens, which should be able to shut down their creatures and things like that later on. Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool. That's actually fine. I don't really care. They're gonna hit Onyx, I'm sure. Get her down to 4. Doesn't matter. We always get the token here, so even if the spell is countered, we're gonna just populate the board like crazy here. So, not a problem. Oh, Stormcaller, very cool. I'm a deadweight it, but that's cool. They're milling a good bit. Hands down, that is a pretty good play. All right, let's deadweight. Gives us a counter, or a token, excuse me. I'm just gonna -3 and get rid of this stupid thing before we even have to worry about it. We'll discard a land, that's fine. You know, I kind of don't want to do that. I kind of just don't want to lose cards in my deck at this point. We've only got 12 left, so we got to be pretty careful here. Magecraft helps a little bit because it does, you know, kind of skew things in our favor. Professor Onyx is very good in this list. They may just pass. Okay. Part of me doesn't even want to do this, but here we are. I'm taking the simple route here. Technically, we should attack first and do all that kind of stuff, and they could just counter this, but we still get the 6/6. I don't really care at this point. Let's throw you down. They can flash in something here, which doesn't matter. I don't know if we have a basic land in our deck. If they go to mill us, we should probably take the opportunity to get the land if it is in there. They're gonna destroy that. Okay. It's slowing us down, no doubt. And with 8 cards in our deck, we do have to be very, very, very careful. Maybe plussing Liliana isn't a good idea. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Oh no. Okay. If they just have Maddening Cacophony, we lose. And there it is. Look at that. They got it. Well, unfortunately, that means we're going to end on a 1-3. Unfortunately, not a very diverse world to be up against here, though. I'm just going to go ahead and concede, by the way. Unfortunately, we were just up against a lot of mill for the most part, which kind of sucks. Regardless, guys, I really, really like this deck. This is a fun one. It's an interesting concept. It's just a bit slow in the best of 1. I think there would be a very different story if we were doing best of 3. The reason being you've got a lot more time, I think. Obviously, there's a lot more access to tech, so it could also be a lot worse. I don't know, but in best of 1, you're up against a lot of the really aggro-y kind of decks, a lot of the rogue builds, stuff like that. And unfortunately, that's what we saw today. That being said, it does have a pretty good matchup against some of that stuff. And in some ways, the mill kind of works in your favor. It's just they're a bit faster for the most part. Unless you can really time it correctly with the nest. So either way, though, this has been a fun one. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, I apologize we're not streaming, but it's stormy today, so we're avoiding networks. But regardless, I really enjoyed this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to leave a like or a comment down below, and I will see you very soon for another gameplay video.